A little. Yeah. He messed up his hair on Saturday.
You'll make God on there too.
That's what somebody was showing us, shotguns on the stand.
Yeah, let me-
Probably halftime. And it says, and it's not that I can really talk, but it says the Grinch's bald spot joke. Two times.
It should be live on YouTube.
No, I didn't, because I'm so focused on.
So you check just actions.
Cool and cold.
Yeah, they should be able to hear us.
And that was something that we got on
YouTube. So yeah, echoes go up. Yeah, so if you go more here. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's always nice. I appreciate it. Yeah,
I'm moving one away from it. I feel like not because I didn't sit next to you.
What did you have to do, David?
I figured you just wanted some distance.
No.
Yes.
Something going on.
Whoops.
Yeah, he's healthy. Diaz is always healthy.
So it'll automatically, when you stop the meeting, it'll automatically stop the recording.
Mary Tran.
Oh, you got it? Yeah. So yeah, all
Enjoy
you
the
gotta do, David, is like
conversation
this.
after the market forecast last week.
What if I forgot to do that and just shut it off? Keep recording.
It sounds like she loves what she does.
Oh, that's a good question, because we had an issue with that.
Affiliated. Your company, of course.
Just make sure you exit it.
Just a quick tip, before you leave, just go check and make sure for the record. So no pressure whenever you do leave. Some people leave early and move.
So it's only before your hair, guys, but if you're trying to get rolling on that. Good evening, everybody. My name's Andy Smith. I'm actually the vice chair for DRB. Welcome to the October 17th meeting of the City of Charleston Design Review Board. Members of the board present are Diaz Leolio, Ashley Jackrell, and Ben Whitener, who is quarantining himself. Members of staff present are David Meek, the Design Review Board Administrator, and Patrick Carlson, the City Clerk. No members are recused from any of the agenda items. We don't have any letters from the public that have been submitted for tonight's meeting. Just want to remind you of the order of the meeting. Staff will introduce the project, give some overview, project presentations by applicant. We try to limit those to 10 minutes. I think that, we'll discuss that a little bit. We'll give you additional minutes if you need them. For all presenters, please clearly state your name for the record. Persons affiliated with the project should speak at this time. Board will ask questions. If there's any public comment, we'll have it after the board questions. City staff will make a recommendation. The applicant can give a response or clarification to city comments. This is really just to any clarifications for anything that's been misstated. Board discussion, and we ask that you let us remain in discussion. We'll recognize you with any questions. And you may only speak if there are recognition. Board motion and a second. Any further discussion amongst the board and a vote? Ask you please turn off any mobile phones or other devices that make noise at this time. Comments from the public are to be limited to site design, architect, and architecture of the buildings only. The board does not have any authority over zoning issues such as land use, building density, flooding, or traffic. With that, I'm going to ask David to address the first item, which is 3915 William Murray Boulevard, which is the County Yard Apartment. This is an approval of a sample panel for the apartment complex.
Right, I just have a little bit of context info here from here. To the screen, ironically, both projects tonight on the agenda are both on red thumbtack, and then the Founder's Yard project is on this side of William Murray, if you can see where I'm pointing. And then the this agenda item number 2, the William E. Murray Apartments, is going to be on this side. Turn it over to Maria, Africa.
Everyone, I'm Maria Carlin with the Housing Studio. I am the project manager and the construction manager for this project, so I've seen some of you before when we were going through the application process. So we are presenting today the mock-up panel. I'm not sure really how much time I will need to present because it's a little bit, you'll see the, I hope you saw the project panel in person. And we didn't really move far from what was presented, but I do want to point out a couple of different things that we did ask David to communicate how to how to incorporate this change in the mock-up. Most of the mock-up on the project currently is exactly what was approved. One of the things that I drew attention was the location of the windows when they are located within the fiber cement panel. And we had a specific detail, you can see that on the next page because we showed before and after. That would be our local, just location of where the mock-up panel is located on the job itself, so you can find it when you're visiting the location. And this is the approved drawing that was sent out for the mock-up and how the mock-up will look like. And I believe there's another page. And this is the page where we're showing the window location within the mock-up itself. And then the next one should have the location of the window before and after. And you can see what's shown on the right side is what was approved previously, which is a different type of framing, so we can recess the window a little bit more within the exterior wall. That was something that was discussed a lot during our approval process. But I have to say that after bringing the project into construction and talking with the talking to our general contractor and exploring options of what happened with projects when we use this specific detail, that we were concerned over waterproofing and how to waterproof this condition. And we are asking you today at this meeting to accept the other option that we're presenting that is incorporated in the mock-up panel, which is instead of incorporating 2x4 framing on our exterior wall that is 2x6, to actually fur out the exterior wall enough with a 2x2 furring, have to fur out the whole building actually, to provide some kind of a recess that look, that will be similar to what we previously had during our process with you. I know that this differs from what we previously had, but we strongly believe that, having the problems with similar, actually exact detail on other projects and general contractor having a really difficult time returning to the project and fixing the conditions is really not something we would like to, situation that we would like to put ourselves into again. So we would appreciate your feedback on this proposed solution. Other than that, everything else in the mock-up is exactly what we talked about, with the two different color, combination that we approved during the project itself, when we got the final approval. The brick is something that we already presented to you. I mean, it's basically everything that was already approved. If you visited the site, you would see that there were different ceiling colors provided at the mock-up, at the storefront, and at the window itself. I have to say that was a little bit the last minute decision that I decided when I was visiting the site. I think that having ceiling color that differs from the color of the storefront itself works better in this condition. So that was something left for you to provide some feedback, but it was deliberately done. So you don't think that it was something that, suggestion that we made a mistake. We believe that the color that matches masonry instead of matching the storefront color itself is a more successful solution. Other than that, unless you have some questions, I don't really know that there's anything more I can present today.
Thank you. More questions?
Mr. Chairman, I have a couple. Thank you, Maria. Thank you very much. I'm just curious, the mock-up panel has been constructed in accordance with the alternative plan where the walls are furred out completely?
Correct.
And that is, it's interesting.
The overall difference in the detail, if you look, it's, I would say around maybe 2 inches. But it was the best solution that we were able to come up with instead of actually having, the original detail that we all really have a concern with.
But you basically made the wall thicker. Is what
Correct, and unfortunately more expensive as well, because the wall is thicker, but everywhere we don't have masonry, we will have to pour out the whole building, which is, a challenge in itself when it comes to cost, because it was not something that we anticipated doing, but it's something that we strongly believe that would help maybe more, better solution than actually having waterproofing issues later on.
And the 2x2 furring strips are treated that.
Correct, and applied after the waterproofing is installed, so it's actually kind of just part of the exterior scheme. And we already have to provide furring strips anyway, for the installation of the panel itself. So it was just, if I can say, beefing up the furring strip to the depth that we needed. No problem.
Hearing none. Any public comment? And staff recommendations.
We just have one comment that the craftsmanship on this panel is excellent, and the materials together look good and are acceptable, and we recommend approval for the project.
Any response?
I just had a couple of comments. I don't know if they or not, but I went out there and just took a few pictures.
Yeah, just move into board discussion.
Oh, sorry, I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman. And really the only thing I saw was there were some inconsistencies with a few things. Some of the trim was minor versus butt jointed, and I took some pictures, you can see it. But, here at the corner trim, trim around the window, the top piece of 5/4 board wasn't sitting flush with the trim. Didn't look like there were cleats on your roof coping, but I'm supposing that they're on construction and they look really flimsy. And I would suggest to the craftsman that's installing the hardy panel to do a flush mount or something, so you don't have variation in some of them were set proud, some of the fasteners are proud, some of them are, you know, operated already. So just a consistency. And that was it. But I mean, it's a beautiful mock-up I thought.
Thank you. I think we can definitely improve on the details. that
Just
you
minor
pointed out.
stuff, yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Make a motion for approval of the mock-up.
We have a motion and a second. Eunice?
Yes, in favor.
I'm also in favor.
And if I could just add one final comment too, I think that doesn't relate specifically to this project, but you know, we have these policies about the window setting, and I think if we think about resilient, sustainable, and affordable, maybe there are some situations where we might want to take a look at the window policy again, like we talked about recently.
Sounds good. Congratulations.
Thank
All
you
right,
so much.
thank you.
You're all set.
So we'll move on to item number 2, which is, as David said, also on Murray Boulevard. This is request for conceptual approval for a new multi-family development.
Before David, may I interrupt for just a moment, Mr. Chairman? I'm concerned about the issues associated with compliance. And I am certainly willing to remain at the meeting to offer a courtesy review, and would encourage my fellow board members if they have time to remain the same. But because of the lack of building elevations, specifically for type 3 and 4 units, and the absence of all the elevations for type 5 and 6 units, and the absence of any 3D renderings, I feel that this application really does not meet the spirit or the intent of the submission requirements. And consequently, I would move that this item be removed from the agenda.
We have a motion to remove the item from the agenda.
Second.
Then seconds motion. It would be a courtesy review received. Ashley?
So these elevations are part of our requirements for submittal?
Yes.
I'm a yes.
Okay, so I'm also yes if there is a motion. I'm happy to hear your presentation and give you comments, that we won't make a motion or take any action on that. With that, David, I think we just have the approval of the minutes of the official meeting.
Yeah, right. Is the applicant going to go through the presentation?
Well, let's finish the official meeting and then we'll make the, so the, only item remaining in the official meeting would be approval of the minutes for the September 19th, 2022 meeting.
I wasn't here, so I need to abstain.
I vote yes. So, that concludes the meeting.
May I ask David a question? Will the video, will the YouTube of that meeting, it's lost?
I'm afraid.
It wasn't recorded, right? It wasn't.
And this meeting is being recorded?
Correct.
And are the speakers sufficient? Because I know that trying to hear others, it's just virtually
I think it's
impossible.
gotten better.
Okay.
I think he's been working.
So may I move to adjourn?
We have a motion to adjourn. Ashley? And I also am yes. So the meeting is adjourned. I think that everybody's willing to stay and give you some feedback, listen to your presentation.
You're all set now.
Are we
Just
okay?
let me know when you want me to advance the slides.
David, are we still on YouTube or?
Should we not?
I think the official meeting is adjourned.